He's an 8-time All-Star, 3-time American League batting champion, a 1966 Gold Glove Award winner, and the 1964 American League Rookie of the Year. Tony Oliva joining us here on the Carolina Sports Network. Tony, welcome back to the Queen City. Is it a little bit different, the ballpark and the surroundings, since the last time you played here in 1961?
I think everything is different here. Since I played here in 62, I came here the first time 61. I no play. I was waiting here to come back home, but Mendoza convinced Phil House, the general manager here, to give me the second chance. They gave me a second chance. I went to the rookie league. I hit over 400, and the next year I played here in Charlotte. That was great to play here and be able to spend some time for Phil House and know a little bit more about Charlotte.
What was it like for you? You left your family, your siblings in Cuba. You came over to America, and you went to spring training. You were released. You didn't have a job in baseball, and you came down here to Charlotte. What was going through your mind as you made that journey into Charlotte?
Well, the only thing that went through my mind in that moment, because I was thinking that I go come back to Cuba. That was, if I don't have the opportunity to play, I want to go back home. But the only thing it went through my mind in those days when Minnesota released me was what I going to tell it to my friend in Cuba. That I came to the United States, I spent a month and a half, played baseball. Because if I tell them I don't play baseball, they're not going to believe me. They only say they going to believe is that I went to United States and I don't make it. I know what's good enough to stay. That was the truth because I played only 3 games in the spring training and have 7 hits. See, God did it, but they don't have enough room for me, and they decided to release me. But it was a tough situation because the way I'm feeling. I feel like I left my people down.
What was it like? What were some of your memories of being here in Charlotte?
Well, I remember that I used to come from the first year in 61, I used to walk every day from the play I stay to the ballpark to running, and back and forth. It was about 4 or 5 miles to one each way. And later Mendoza, I used to go to his house to eat one day in town, and that was a good memory because he treated me like him and Neto Velasquez. I like if I was his little brothers. If you know what's about Mendoza, for sure I was in Cuba right now. Today, I never have the opportunity to play here. And the next year, I was able to play here. And that was nice. We know win depending. I don't have great years, but that is not enough. Sometimes you think if you don't win, you don't do it enough.
Excuse me. They had some controversy, excuse me, about your name. Your name? Tony Oliva. Some people said your brother. What was that whole controversy about what your name actually was? Could you just clarify that?
Well, I'd say that so many times that I don't like to talk about anymore because people don't believe it anyway. Everybody since I come here that my name is Antonio Oliva Lopez. Later that when I went to sprint to rookie league, this one they changed. They said Tony or Pedro Oliva Lopez. But the reason was, like when I get there, after they release me, looking over to release me, I hit 400. But they say that, that was younger. The year I tell, this one they come from Pedro, Tony, or Pedro, of Tony or Antonio, Pedro, this is the reason I say, but my name is, the real, the whole thing, Antonio Oliva Lopez, but, Antonio in English, Tony. And this is what happened, we got the Tony. The Tony was more sure, and I think, but it was a lot of controversy and they think, back and forth. And the people don't believe it anyway. If I say, it's Antonio Oliva Lopez, if I say Tony Oliva Lopez or Pedro Oliva Lopez, they don't believe it. I think, for now, I say they can choose it. They can pick anything they wanted.
No matter what they called you, you could hit the baseball. Tony, you came over from Cuba, Manny Mendoza, Louis Tiant back in the 60s. You paved the way. Then most recently you had Levon, Orlando Hernandez, now Yohan Moncada here in Charlotte, the top prospect in baseball. Do you feel that you guys were kind of trailblazers? You took the chance, you came over to America, established how good Cuban players were, and have really opened up a pipeline, along obviously with the diplomatic relations with the U.S. and Cuba changing, but you guys set the way for a lot of these Cuban players to come to America to play Major League Baseball.
Well, I think all those guys, especially Minnie Minoso, it was the first one to come here, and Pete Ramon, Camilo Pascual, all those guys who come before us, I think they paid more the price than us. We paid the price, but it was, you see, if you're in Cuba, there was a dream to come to the United States. It's a fantasy. When I come to the United States, I was coming to play baseball. I come to the United States, play baseball. The people in Latin America, especially in Cuba, they used to see United States as the opportunity, and that they were thinking that every single person here in the United States, they are rich people who got everything they wanted. And when you live in Cuba, Latino, there is not like that. The only people you can see the people who got the money or have a good job or something, they live different, and the poor people. But here, people used to come here and tell us there later how the people here live. The people who say May, who drive a beautiful car, and so on, so. All these things work in your mind. Plus, we are ball players. We don't care. We come to play baseball and make some money play the baseball. That was a job for us. I think that was the job, and we did a good job. And we put our good names here, and the people here in America love the way we play, and the way we behave, And they think that, it's a good thing to come to get some more Spanish ball players. Before, Cuba was the number one, opening. Later came Dominica, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, all those places. But Cuba was the place where they have more people here, professional people here in the United States.
Have you seen Moncada play? Your thoughts on him?
No, I'd like to meet him, see him. No, I don't have a chance to see him. But every single one who go to who's in the big league and go to play in Minnesota, I make sure that I go down there and meet them, because sometimes they don't have no idea who is Tony Oliva. I think I go and look for them. You see, every time they come to town, I make sure one of the coaches say, "Hey, I want to meet so and so. I want, and they come here, very nice, and for the big opportunity they have it."
You're the only man that was on the field for all three of the Twins World Series, 65, 87, you hitting coach, 91, the bench coach. What are your fondest memories of those three World Series?
I think in 1965, I love that one. I know the 87 we won the 87 we won the World Series. In 91 we won the World Series. In 65, I was a player. And we got it, Soilo Versailles was there, Sandy Valdespino, Camilo Pascual, and me. One time we got a for Cuba in that game. And as a players. But every year that we won, for me, it's good. I love it. Because in 64, we finished almost last. In 86, we finished. Nobody expected we would win. In those days, in 65, nobody expected we would win because, the New York Yankees win every year. I think I didn't expect a small town Minnesota to win. For this small town Minnesota, we have a super team. We have some killer over there. We can kill the Brew and hit a lot of balls, super Versailles. We have a great team. Same thing happened in 87. 87, we have a whole bunch of young players coming together. The Kirby Packers, he can play for 2-3 people, and Ken Beck and Gaere and Tom Bronx. We have a great young team put together. Same thing happened in 91. We finished last in 90 and 91 we come out because we got a lot of young players come out together. Like right now, we have a lot of young players coming together. Again, you see it. I don't think that we have the same power that we have in 60, in 80, in 87, 91, or in 65. But we got 2-3 guys over there who can hit the ball a lot of time right now. And so, but we got a great defense. The defense that we have is great. We got great center field who can play with the best, left field, right field. We got a lot of good players who coming in our way. That, yeah, we go surprise a lot of people.
You led the American League in hitting 3 times. You had the most hits. I think it was 5 times. Who was the toughest pitcher you ever faced? Was it Sandy Koufax in that World Series, or was it somebody else?
Well, you see, I say if you want to win a game, and those years, you can give the ball to Sandy Koufax. He won 26 games 1 year. But I think for me, I think some Dowers it was tough for me that Sandy Koufax and another guy that is very nasty and hit to have to hit against Nolan Ryan, and that because he throw very hard, 100 miles plus, and some Dowers too, but they were wow. When the guys wow like that, it's very hard to do it. But sometimes it's a pitcher that you face a pitcher who get you out easy. I don't have too much in the ball, but get you out easy. So it all depends, But when the people asking me that kind of question, I say, man, for me, Sam Doward, and Nolan Ryan, I don't care. The other pitcher maybe can be better because in those days they used to there used to be so many great pitchers in American League and the National League that it's hard to say one guy. But those 2 guys was guys that really, if I don't have to face it, good.
Last one, and I got to ask you this one. Anyone ever watched you play, my dad included, said first 8 years you were first ballot Hall of Famer, and then injuries derailed the last part of your career. As far as the Hall of Fame is concerned, most people feel you should be there, but they make the argument that you didn't. The years weren't enough. Are you at peace with the whole Hall of Fame issue?
Something. If I go to the Hall of Fame, I love to go to the Hall of Fame. This is how they have the opportunity to thank you to the people, all those people who pulled it for me all those years. If you see I know I got 8 years, but I don't have only a year. If you pass over my year, I got about 11 or 12 years, Some of the people play less than me, and they the Hall of Fame. I think so the Hall of Fame sometimes, I don't think people, it's nothing equal here in this life, it's nothing equal. I don't think the Hall of Fame is equal either, because there's now a lot of people that I think, not me only, I think it's another people should be in the Hall of Fame. Well, Luis Tian is in the Hall of Fame, and Jim Cat, 287 games, hey, Jim Cat was, he played for us for many years, win 16 Golden Glove. He played 23, 24 years. Maybe he played too many years, Luis Tian, he win for 5 years, over 20 games, and 1 year, 160 area, and he was a tough pitcher. He pitched, when the first 4 or 5 years, he pitched for Cleveland, who don't have that great thing. And later he went and get hurt, miss a year or 2, and come back, he win 20 games. He was a great pitcher. I think that sometimes if they want to be fair and weak, it's about 10 or 15 guys out right now. They should be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, you're a Hall of Famer in my book, my friend, and it was a pleasure to talk baseball with you. It's been an honor and a privilege. And enjoy Charlotte while you're here. Enjoy the night here at the ballpark. And thanks for joining us here on the Carolina Sports Network.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to be here in Charlotte again. I wish you have more time to go around, see the city. Plus, go to the place where I spend some time over there in my little house over there.